Drinking Celsius and other energy drinks before a workout have become very popular among the fitness community. But do they actually have any real benefits to fueling your workouts and improving your focus? Or are they causing harm to your health and destroying your workouts? Let's find out. First off, energy drinks are commonly being marketed to improve your focus, energy, alertness, and performance. And many of these claims can be said because of the ingredients that are placed inside of these drinks. Caffeine, the primary ingredient, is the main reason why these claims are listed, since many studies have found that caffeine can improve exercise performance as well as cognition at dosages between 3 to 6 milligrams per kg of your body weight. So if you weigh 150 pounds, that's anywhere from 200 to 400 milligrams of caffeine. And if you weigh 200 pounds, that's anywhere from 270 to 545 milligrams of caffeine, which is a lot. Now, depending on which energy drink you get, they typically contain anywhere from 100 to 300 milligrams of caffeine per serving. So in most cases, all it's gonna take is one of these cans to get you to your proper dosage based on your weight to start to experience these potential ergogenetic effects. But there are a couple of catches to caffeine that can affect your health and performance if not taken into consideration. First off, caffeine typically takes anywhere from 30 to 60 minutes, and in some cases, based on genetics, 15 minutes up to 2 hours for concentrations to peak in your blood. So crushing your drink right before you're about to lift weights might not be the best idea if you want the full effect of caffeine to be flowing through your blood. If anything, start to drink your energy drink 15 to 30 minutes before your workout, so that time, by the time you get to the gym and get a little bit of a warm-up in, the caffeine will be properly absorbed in your body and then firing on all 8 cylinders rather than just 3. The second thing is the FDA, NIH, and AMA all suggest keeping caffeine levels at a maximum of 400 to 500 milligrams per day to avoid any adverse health effects. And say you also drink coffee, tea, soda, those drinks contain anywhere from 35 up to around 150 milligrams of caffeine per serving. So depending on how many caffeinated beverages you're consuming in a day, exceeding the 400 to 500 milligram threshold isn't that hard to do. And when done, that's when side effects of headaches, anxiety, irregular heartbeats, high blood pressure, and addiction can start to occur. And lastly, the biggest side effect from drinking caffeine is the effects that it has on your sleep. Everyone absorbs and dumps caffeine differently based on their genetics, where the half-life can range from anywhere from 2 hours all the way up to 12 hours. And the half-life means basically if you drink a Celsius at noon, that has 200 milligrams of caffeine in it, and you have a half-life 12 hours. So by midnight then, there will still be 100 milligrams of caffeine flowing through your brain, which could then potentially make it hard to fall asleep. And like I said, everyone absorbs and dumps caffeine differently, where in most cases, if you have the cutoff at noon, it won't affect your sleep, but for some, it will. Now say though, you're drinking a energy drink within 6 hours of bedtime, that's a different story. There's this one study done that investigated the effects of caffeine before going to bed at night. And people were instructed to take a pill at 6, 3, or 0 hours before they went to bed. And the pill was either 400 milligrams of caffeine or a sugar pill, aka placebo. And what researchers found is pretty fascinating, where all the intake hours of caffeine significantly disrupt sleep compared to the placebo. So even if you might not notice it at first, you are losing sleep when you're taking caffeine within 6 hours of bedtime. And sleep deprivation and muscle recovery has been well studied, where short-term losses in sleep don't seem to cause too much losses in muscle strength, but hormones that are important for muscle growth do start to decline. And when sleep is constantly getting lost, which can be referred to as sleep debt, cortisol is increased, while testosterone and IGF-1 are suppressed, thus leading to the hypothesis of impaired muscle recovery, since these hormones play a pretty big role in the muscle growth pathways. So if your goals in the gym are to gain as much muscle as possible, you need to prioritize your sleep and make sure you're getting enough. And if your workouts are in the afternoon, it may not be the best idea to be drinking your energy drinks, which in most cases, it is going to affect your sleep. The good news is, as long as you don't exceed the 400 to 500 milligram threshold of caffeine and you're drinking it before noon, the chances of it affecting your health and sleep are going to be a lot lower, and your gains won't be hindered. Now, there are a couple of other things in energy drinks that may be an issue, to where when you flip over your can of your energy drink, you will see ingredients that range from taurine, ginseng, guarana, carnitine, B vitamins, electrolytes, sugar, and artificial sweeteners. And the exercise performance and health effects of these ingredients have been studied and reviewed in full, along with a bunch of other ingredients found within different energy drinks, where taurine has been shown to improve exercise performance and cognitive benefits, and appears to be safe when dosed properly. Ginseng doesn't show much benefits besides from potentially reducing fatigue, and there are some safety concerns with drug interactions and mixing with alcohol. Guarana is very similar to caffeine, so all the same benefits apply, where the only safety concern is exceeding the caffeine threshold, which, as you all know now, isn't hard to do. Carnitine has been a very popular fat-burning supplement over the years, but it doesn't do jack shit. With all the B vitamins, despite being essential for metabolism and nervous system function, there's very little evidence to suggest that they can improve exercise performance when you are getting adequate amounts of them from your diet. Then we got the electrolytes of sodium, potassium, magnesium, and calcium, and they are all dosed differently among each brand. But unless you're dehydrated or not getting enough of these minerals in your diet, studies show that these minerals will not help boost your exercise performance. Although I tend to disagree with this one, just because from personal use, where I use LMNT before my workout sometimes, which is salt, potassium, magnesium, and I feel a noticeable difference from when I get excess sodium in for my workout. So those are all the main herbs, vitamins, and minerals that are in most of the top selling energy drinks out there. And there's also a whole list of other ingredients that are in some, not in the others. But without going into details on all the ingredients, for the most part, there's no real added benefits to all these ingredients. But the combination of all these ingredients combined into one energy drink is not well studied, and there tends to be a noticeable difference from when you drink these drinks compared to taking a caffeine pill or drinking a cup of coffee. So there's still a lot unknown about energy drinks and the combination of everything. Now there are two more ingredients left in energy drinks, and that is sugar and artificial sweeteners. Some of these energy drinks contain an upwards of 50 to 60 grams of pure sugar. Now, this isn't to say sugar is bad, but 50 grams of pure sugar has zero nutritional value and comes at a cost of around 200 calories, which can add up and be a lot, and has the potential to lead to health issues down the road due to blood sugar dysregulation and weight gain from not accounting for the extra calories. So I would try to avoid those ones as much as possible, especially now since on the market there are plenty of lower calorie options that go from 0 up to 15 calories, and they are clearly a better choice if you are into fitness and counting your macros. But even with these, some people still get concerned about the artificial sweeteners that are found within them. Where now about 76% of all energy drinks contain some sort of artificial sweetener, and with those, about 57% of them contain sucralose. Now, it is very true that artificial sweeteners for some people can cause bloating and diarrhea. But looking past all the fear-mongering studies on rats and in petri dishes, where I gotta be honest here, I got sucked into believing not too long ago that they were really bad for you. And although I still don't try to consume them a whole lot, artificial sweeteners appear to be safe when consumed in moderation and do not pose any risk for cancer, cardiovascular disease, or neurological issues. So overall, energy drinks are safe when you don't abuse them, and there is a lot of evidence to suggest that they can improve exercise performance based off the caffeine that's found within them. But any extra benefits that are advertised beyond exercise performance is very limited, especially fat loss. There's not a whole lot of studies showing that it helps with that, where the potential for weight gain is the most probable cause and other side effect from drinking energy drinks, if you're drinking the ones that have all the sugar added. And over the years, energy drinks have become extremely popular, where back in 2016, the energy drink market within the United States was only valued at around 2.8 billion for sales, and now it's up to 14.3 billion. And is expected to reach sales on the upwards of $21 billion by 2026. That is an insane amount of caffeine being sold and a lot of potential issues for overconsumption. But at the end of the day, You have to take ownership of the decisions that you make and how much caffeine you're consuming. I personally drink about 1, maybe 2 cups of coffee a day, and maybe once or twice a week, I'll have an energy drink to get a little extra boost, but that's it for me. If I start to drink more than 2 caffeinated beverages in a day, I actually don't experience any benefits and I get overstimulated and I struggle to focus then. So it's not good. And I'm also really sensitive to caffeine, where for me, anything past noon, I start to struggle to fall asleep. Where years ago, I used to drink a pre-workout at 5 p.m. that contained 400 milligrams of caffeine. And don't get me wrong, my workouts, they were through the roof. But when it came time to go to bed at night, I would sit and lay up at the ceiling for a good 1 to 2 hours every night. And I always thought I just had sleep issues and sleep problems. It turns out that I didn't know caffeine affected sleep. And so when I connected the dots and I took out the pre-workout from my workouts, before you know it, I could fall asleep then. And my sleep issues were cured. So you gotta be careful, where loading up on 400 milligrams of caffeine will very well get you good workouts. But if you're consuming that at 6 p.m., it's gonna affect your sleep. And it might be okay to drink that at 8 a.m. or at 10 a.m., maybe noon, but you're pushing the limits when you're consuming that much caffeine in the afternoon, especially if you're someone who's a slow caffeine metabolizer like me. Staring at the ceiling for a couple hours is not fun. But the only other downside of energy drinks that I did not mention here today is the effects of mixing it with alcohol. But come on guys, just don't be dumb like that. You know what happens when you mix a downer and an upper. Bad things happen. It's just pure stupidness. So you guys that are watching this, you're into taking these energy drinks for working out and getting performance gains, not for partying on the weekends. So you aren't going to be drinking alcohol with your energy drinks. So kudos to you, because you want to be making those gains in the gym. So that's it for today, guys, where I hope you learned something new about energy drinks here. If you liked today's video, please give a like, and also please consider subscribing. I greatly appreciate it, and I'll see y'all in the next one then. Peace.